Hi everyone, welcome to a Creative Home podcast. My name is Hege and I'm coming to you from Norway. The weather is starting to look a little better than what it was earlier today, because earlier today it was very cloudy and it really felt like it was going to be snowing. But now the sun is starting to come out from the clouds, so yeah, hopefully it will be a nice day today. Today is Monday, the March 25th, and as you can see, I am knitting on the sweater that I'm making for Christopher, and I have actually come a bit further on it. So yeah, it's about 10 centimeters before I'm going to start on the pattern. So yay, it's not that long until it's done. So, for my life stories for this week, Iselin has finally found out how to turn herself from the back to her stomach. A very proud mom who got it on video, so that's funny. She's been trying for a couple of weeks, but she haven't gotten all the way around. She just comes to the side and then she rolls back on her back. But on Saturday morning she finally got all the way around. So yeah, I think she was a little bit proud herself, because when I are recording her, she just looks up at me and she had the biggest smile on her mouth. So yeah, I think she really feels like she's a little bit proud as well. So problem now is that every time I lie her down on her back, she's trying to roll over. And little babies aren't supposed to sleep on their stomach. They are supposed to sleep on their back. So yeah. It's no problem in the night, because Iselin has always been tucked in when she is asleep. She needs to have her hands down by her body. I'm not sure what we call it on English. I think it's swaddle or something. So she can't move her arms or anything when she's asleep. So then she can't roll over to the side either. So for the night sleep, that's very nice. She is trying to get over to her stomach when she is put into her stroller, but yeah, it's not enough room for her to turn all the way around. So she end up sleeping on the side, or she just turns back on her back. And as you can hear in the background, Iselin is awake. A little grumpy. She needs to sleep, but she doesn't want to. So funny when the baby really needs to sleep and they just decide that no, I'm not going to sleep at all. So she's complaining a bit. And yeah. She's watching the television at the moment. So she was 4 months, 1 week on Friday. So yeah, she's starting to get a little big again. She's not my little baby anymore. So yeah. The other thing that happened this weekend is that Thomas have stayed at his grandparents. My mother was calling me on Wednesday and wondering if she could pick up Thomas from the kindergarten on Friday and if he could sleep at their place to Saturday. So I said that yeah, you can, but it would be nicer if you can take him from Saturday to Sunday, because on Saturday I'm having some girls over for a lady night with some knitting and stuff, so it it would help me more if I didn't have him home then. And then my mom just said, yeah, well, I pick him up on Friday and he can stay here the whole weekend. So I'm just, yeah, okay, if you want, you can have him. So, and Thomas adore being with his grandparents, so it's no problem at all. So yeah, while he was away, I used the time to redecorate the room. Yeah, we are going to buy some more furniture to the clothing they have and stuff, cause at the moment they are sharing a dressing commode, and that's too little place for all the clothing. They have way too much clothing. So we need something new. So we have moved his bed. If you have the wall going like this, the bed was standing here and we have just moved it here, and it looks very nice, but our little boy hates when there's something that is different from what he is used to. So when he came home and he saw the room, he was smiling and, yeah, I got a new room and stuff like that. Then come bedtime. Oh my god, he was crying and crying and crying, and every time I went into him, oh mom, I'm so scared. And I'm like, but honey, what are you scared of? Oh, the bed isn't there. Oh. And I was like, well, the room is the same, honey, even if I have moved your bed. No, he wanted the bed back. And that's not possible because there are other things standing where the bed stood before. So yeah. And then he complained about some green light in the window, and yeah. So the green light is that our neighbor thinks is very funny to point the laser with green light against our house, especially our windows, because they go right through and we see all the light. And yeah, they think it's really funny. I don't think it's funny at all, especially not when it's after bedtime, because Thomas do get scared of it and then we have trouble getting him to sleep. So yeah, not funny at all. So I'm hoping they will cut it off, or if not, I am going to tell them what I mean, and if they aren't listening to me, I actually am going to call the police to report them, because it's not allowed to do it, and if they're not listening to me, then I have no other choice. I refuse to have a son that don't want to go to sleep in his own bed because the neighbor is having fun with us. That's not happening. So yeah. And for the next thing on my life story, we have cleaned out the basement. My stepsons have rooms in the basement, and until we did the cleaning now, they have almost not been able to walk into their room. So yeah, it was really time to clean it out, because every time we get stuff or are getting rid of stuff and we don't want to drive it away right away, we just put it in the basement, so it's overflowing at times. So yeah, and the next project for me is that I'm going to start to clean out of the porch and to wash it and then paint it, and then we can buy some furniture that we are going to have out on the porch, because when the sun is out now, it's so nice to sit in the sun and just knit and drink coffee, and on the porch it's a roof over the whole porch, so it's just for me to take some cloth on the baby, and she can be on the floor out on the porch as well. So yeah, that will be very nice. Yeah, so that's my life story for this time. So yeah, over to my whips. I have, as I showed you guys, I have the sweater. I'm just about to change the yarn. It's all out. So I have come a bit further on the sweater. If I turn it around, you can see the purple stitch mark. And that's about, it's right here. You can see it that well. There it is. And that's about 25 centimeters up to it, and I will then guess I have about 30 centimeters now, and are going up to 40, so not that much left. So yeah, that's a whip that have been on my needles for quite some time, and that is going to be prioritized from now on. I really need to get it done. So in this little cute bag, my knitting bag, I have a pair of socks. They are knitting in Hot Sock Neon. It's a German yarn. It's a wool yarn, and I just love how pink they are. And I think perhaps the baby will soon need to go into her crib, but yeah. So this is how far I have come. I have put them on my needles yesterday, so yeah, not that bad. And thanks to my cousin Birgitta, I now can knit 2 socks at one time. Just love her for explaining it to me. So yeah, that's so nice, because I tend to knit the first sock, and the second sock is so boring to knit, and sometimes it actually doesn't get done even. So yeah, really love it. So yeah, and I think that before I start on my finished project, I'm just going to put the baby to sleep. So I'll be right back. There. So okay, let's continue. That's how it is with babies. I just need to take some breaks in the recording when the baby isn't agreeing. So yeah. So the finished projects. I have 2 to show you guys today. One of them are socks for Iselin, and it's tube socks, knitted from the toe and up, and yeah, I really like how they turned out, and these are my first socks that are knitted 2 at one time, so very funny. So yeah, I can write down the pattern, if you can see, not sure, yeah. I can write down the pattern on my blog if you would like. Yeah, it's just, I have just used 2 knit and 2 purl, and then just move the stitches. One stitch to the left on every second round. So yeah, but I can type it down in my show notes, no problem. So yeah, that's the first project that is done, and the second one is this one, the jacket that I showed you last time. It's finally done, and it's have been washed and locked. So yeah, now you can see the pattern real nice. So really hope that the receiver is being happy to get this jacket. I feel it's really nice myself, if I can say that. I don't like to brag about things that I make myself, but sometimes I do feel like the things that I'm making are turning out very nice. And yeah, I think you should be allowed to brag a little bit about your own knitting when you are pleased with it. So yeah. So that's my finished project for this episode. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else that is done. So I will take the stashing first, and then I will tell you a little bit about the plans that I have for what I'm going to make next. So on my stashing today I have quite a lot to show you guys, and I will start with the spinning. I don't feel like I are very good at the spinning yet. I struggle a little bit, but yeah, everything needs a practice, so I think I will be happy with it as I go on, but for now I need some more practice and stuff to be happy with it. So yeah, I got my new fiber. It's very nice. It's so nice color on it, and yeah, I really love it. I actually have bought it from eBay. And where did the label go? I had it here right before I started there to record. Sometimes a bit messy, yeah, I know. So this is 50 gram with merino rainbow. Rainbow is of course the color. So yeah, I really like it, and the label looks like this. So yeah, I'm very excited to start spinning with it, but I want to spin it so thin that I can knit socks out of it, and I'm not managing that yet, so for now it's put on hold until I can go up to my cousin and that she can show me how to get it thinner and how to use my new drop spindle. So that's my next one. I have bought myself a new drop spindle because I've heard that if you want to spin thin yarn you need a drop spindle that doesn't weigh too much. The more the drop spindle weight, the heavier it is, the thicker the yarn will be when you spin it. So I bought myself a new drop spindle from Turtle Made, and this is the stick and this is the, yeah, I'm not sure what this is called, to be honest. So it's the other drop spindle that I have is being held this way. This drop spindle is being held this way. I can't remember what it's called right now. I know it's a name for it, but yeah. So I really like it and can't wait to try to spin with it. But since I'm so new at this, I am a little blonde when it comes to this, because on my other drop spindle there's a hook where I put my fiber onto. On this one there is no hook. My cousin has shown me how that you spin the thread and then just place it around here, but yeah, it doesn't turn out nice for me, so it's put on hold until she can show me in real life. I tend to learn a bit easier if she can show me instead of just telling me about it. So yeah. And for my yarn stacking, I have quite a lot of yarn. For those of you who is following Bybilla podcast as well, you will know that there is a yarn shop in Kongsberg where she lives that is going to stop selling stuff, yarn. Yeah, it's out of business. So she have 40% off on all yarn, and that's way too good to just close your eyes and look another way. So yeah, I had to take the trip up to Kongsberg and buy some yarn. I'm going back this week because she had a lot of yarn and there was so much in there that I would really like to buy something of. So yeah, and with 40% off, I just need to go back. Yeah, I do. So on the sale, I got the yarn for these socks. Is bought on that sale, and this neon yarn is bought there as well. And then we got this sock yarn. I only bought sock yarn when I was up there, actually. I think this is very cool. Not sure who's going to get socks from this yet, because my husband doesn't wear knitted socks, but both Thomas and Christopher need some socks to have in their shoes now in springtime, so it might be that they are getting a pair of each of that color. I'm not sure. This is 100 grams, so yeah, 420 meters, so I will manage to get 2 socks for kids out of it, I think. 2 pair. 2 socks, 1 for each. They just get 1 for have to change legs. No, we are going to knit 4 socks out of it. Yeah. So, and the other one is this one and this one, who is also going to be socks for Iselin. Not sure if this one is going to be mittens, because yeah, we could need some more mittens as well, because the ones that we got are starting to get a little too small. So this is absolutely going to be socks. Just love the coloring. It's so nice. So we'll see about the other one, if it's becoming a sock or if it's becoming mittens. And then we have this one. I'm very sad that she only had 1 skein left of this, because this one I would really like to knit socks to myself, but 50 grams is a little too little to make 2 socks. So yeah, 12 adult. So it's probably going to be either a hat for Iselin or socks for Iselin. I'm going to try to get another skein of it in the same coloring, but not so sure if I manage to do that. So yeah, and I have also bought some yarn today. And on Saturday I had some girls over for some knitting and eating, and yeah, we have that once a month. It's so cozy. They get here and we eat some good food, and then we just use the rest of the evening to knitting and talking and yeah, stuff like that. It's very nice. And one of the people who was here on Saturday. She was knitting socks for her 8-month-old baby girl, and I just loved the yarn that she was using. It was Viking Raggen. It's a sock yarn, and it's knitted on 4.5 to 5 millimeters needle, and yeah, it's 70% superwash wool and 30% nylon. So yeah, and I just loved it, and she told me where it was bought, and that the skein is 150 grams. It's 5.29 oz and 250 yards, and 1 skein. This is the color that I chosen. 1 skein cost 65 Norwegian crowns, and that's just amazing. So I had to buy 2, so I have 300 grams of it. And Not sure what I'm going to make of it yet. It's either going to be a suit for Iselin for the fall, or it's going to be a blanket that she can have in her stroller when she's napping in the kindergarten. Yeah. So I think it was the price was right. Yeah. I just had to check it. So in US dollar, that means 150 gram or 5.29 O's on 250 yards is actually cost 7.80 US dollar. US dollar. So that's not bad price at all. So yeah, we'll see what it turns out to be. I do think when I'm knitting it on needle 5 perhaps, and have 300 grams, I do think that's enough for a blanket. I hope so, because I really like to knit a suit as well in it, since it's so soft and thick and all. But when I was at my mother's place yesterday to get Thomas, she told me that she had started a new sweater to Iselin. Sorry, I tend to try to make the name English as well when I'm talking English. So sorry. But she had started a sweater for her, and with an owl on. And she is also knitting sweater and pants in the Norwegian design of Fana. In red and white. It's turning out so nice, and I can show you the sweater when it's done and I have it. So yeah, and then the owl sweater, and she was also talking about that she wanted to knit a suit as well for Iselin. So then she has one set with sweater and pants, and she will then have three suits. The one that I made, the purple one that I have shown you guys, that's a favorite, as I mentioned every time I talked about it. And I have knitted another one. The last one is going to stay in the kindergarten at all time, because I really don't like to bring it back and forward, because I tend to forget it at home next day. So like to have something that's not, yeah, I like to have something that I just can leave in the kindergarten to use there. So at home she will be having two suits and one set with sweater and pants and one sweater. And yeah, and I'm going to knit that coat, as I was talking about earlier in one of my episodes, that I have bought some yarn for. So yeah, I think she will have more than enough of clothing. That's why I probably will be knitting a blanket with that yarn. So yeah, I have one more stashing, but that stashing is for a planned. Yeah, I can just show it and talk about what I'm planning on knitting in the nearest future as well. So today in my mail I received this. I really like it. I think it's so nice, and yeah, I really like it. So this is planned for to be used on a shawl, and it's Whispering Pines Shawl by A Homespun House, or Molly as she's named. And I think it will be enough, because in the pattern it says, let's see, I can just find it in a hurry. should have done that before I started recording, but okay, here it is. Yeah, in the pattern it says that you need 2 skeins. That is 200 yards. I'm not sure if it's 200 yards that each skein need to be on 100, or if it's 2 skeins both on 200 yards. I will probably believe it's the last one, but anyway, this will be enough because this is 460 yards, so if that's right, I will have 60 yards left when I'm done with the shower. So that's my next project that is going on my needles. I just need to finish the sweater for Kristoffer first. First is first on Norwegian. It's just, yeah. It's not always easy when you usually talk Norwegian and on a podcast you're going to talk English and the names is still on Norwegian. Yeah. Sorry about that, but yeah, you'll manage. So yeah, this skein is from Turtle Made on Etsy. So I ordered it, I think it was last week, so I didn't use that long until it was here. The same with the drop spindle, this one. So bought from Turtle Made, and it used approximately about 1 week to arrive from I ordered it until I had it in my mail. So yeah, that's not bad at all. The same with the skein. I'm pretty sure it only is 1 week since I ordered it. Yeah, I think so. So the next 2 things that I'm planning on making is a romper for Iselin, because the romper that I have is starting to get a little small, so I would like to knit a new one that we can use. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to knit it on alpaca. Not even sure if it's not alpaca that I bought for this romper at all. The one that I have is on alpaca, but the next one is either going to be in merino wool or in cotton. So I'm not sure yet which one I'm casting on first. Probably, since we are moving toward summer, it might be the cotton, so that she can use that in the summertime now, and then I can knit the one that is going to be knitted in merino wool for the fall, so that she can use that when it comes to fall again. We'll see. And the last thing that I have planned for knitting very soon is Bird of Happiness. My cousin had knitted a couple of them. Iselin had got one of them from her, and I just love it. They are so cute and so small. I really like them, and I see that a homespun house is knitting the Bird of Happiness all the time. If she got leftover from a project, I think that's what she's doing at least. Sorry if I just have mistaken it, but I think she's using the leftovers from a project to make those Bird of Happiness, and they turn out really nice. So yeah, that's something that I would really like to. Sorry that I keep looking the other way, it's just that I think that I hear the baby and then it's just another noise, so yeah. I do believe that she actually fell asleep, because she was really tired now, and when she got a little food as well, she fell asleep right away, I think. So yeah, I'm the plan for my bird of happiness is that I'm going to knit, I think I need 5 of them, and then I'm going to make them into I'm not sure what you call it on English, but it's something that can hang over the crib for the baby to watch and look at. Yeah, so that's my plan for those birds. I would really like to make it, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I can try to find out what the word is as well for my next episode, and I can talk a little bit about it in my next episode. Because right now I really don't know the name on it on English. So yeah, but yeah. So that's my plan in for the nearest future. The sock part, quite. I think every podcast that I'm following. I'm not sure if everyone is talking about it, but some of them are talking about how nice it is to always have socks on the needles. So that's why I bought so much sock yarn as well. So I'm going to try it myself to always have some socks on my needles. Not sure if I'm going to follow it through, because yeah, we'll just see. But it's nice to have some yarn, so that if I need a project that is easy knitted and stuff, I can just throw them all on my needles. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out. At the moment I do have socks on my needles, so yeah, we'll see. So that's it for this time. Yeah, one more thing. I'm wondering about changing my recording day to Friday. So if there's not a new episode coming out on Monday, it's just because I have moved the day over to Friday. So yeah, then it will come, but it will come at the end of the week instead of the beginning of the week. So we'll see. Not decided yet, but it might happen. We'll see. So until we talk again next time, have a happy creative week and hope you enjoy the weather wherever you are. So bye.